Hello, everybody. Let's get started. We are on notebook page 8. Make sure you have that in the top right-hand corner and title this page, Empires of Sub-Saharan Africa. All right, let's get started. Great Zimbabwe. All right, let's throw it all up there. Remember, you are taking notes on what is bold, underlined, highlighted, or italicized. That's how you know what you need to write down as you're taking these notes, okay? So write down what I have highlighted or bold or underlined or italicized. So Great Zimbabwe was a city in the southeastern hills of Zimbabwe that thrived due to trading native gold, ivory, and copper. That's why they're popular. That is why Great Zimbabwe is popular. They were thriving. They had gold, ivory, and copper. People have resources like that. During that time period, you're going to want to create some ties and a connection with Great Zimbabwe if you want gold or ivory or copper. So construction on the city began in the 11th century until it was abandoned in the 15th century. So archaeological evidence suggests that Great Zimbabwe became a center for trading with copper coins found there on the Swahili coast, and also with artifacts suggesting that the city formed part of a trade network extending as far as to China. This international trade was mainly in gold and ivory, though. So keep in mind, gold and ivory, mainly gold and ivory. So causes for the decline and ultimate abandonment of the site around 1450 have been suggested as due to a decline in trade compared to sites further north, or the exhaustion of the gold mines, and possibly political instability and famine and water shortages induced by climatic change. Let's look at Ethiopia in the Horn of Africa. So forgive me if I say these words incorrectly. I am trying. So the Zagwe dynasty ruled many parts of present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea until their defeat at the hands of the Solomonic dynasty in 1270. So from 1270 AD until 1974, the Solomonic dynasty governed the Ethiopian Empire. That's a long time. That was just a few decades ago, before I was born, but still, 1974, from 1270 to 1974. That is remarkable. That is older than the United States. So the empires of Ethiopia, they're largely Christian with an Islamic minority. In the early 15th century, which is the 1400s, Portugal assisted the Ethiopian emperor by sending weapons and 400 men to help defeat neighboring Adal Sultanate. So Portugal is helping the Zagwe dynasty, sending weapons and men to defeat a sultanate that is a threat to the Ethiopian emperor. Right, let's take a look at the Hausa kingdoms, which are early states of sub-Saharan Africa. So the Hausa kingdoms, they're a collection of states started by the Hausa people between these two rivers. These kingdoms had benefited from trade routes connecting to Ghana, to Mali, and the Songhai dynasty. Okay, all of these places I just mentioned are in Africa. So don't forget that. Ghana, Mali, and the Songhai. They are trade cities in Africa. Let's move on to our next. By the 14th century, Kano had become the most powerful as the base of the trans-Saharan trade in salt, cloth, leather, and grain. States were vulnerable to constant war internally and externally. They are going to be conquered in the 19th century by a West African Sunni caliphate. All right, so they're vulnerable to constant war. They're going to become conquered in the 1800s. Those are the Hausa kingdoms for you. That is our notes, all right? We are done. Make sure you took your notes on notebook page 8. We will begin notebook page 9 another day. Have a good one, everybody.